For 10,000 years, the Emperor's Inquisition have fought a secret war to defend humanity. We keep vigil in the darkness. We hunt among the shadows. We pass judgment upon the mutant, the traitor, and the heretic. We purge the world of the taint lurking among the stars. We are Inquisitors. We shall fear nothing. For we are what you fear.
Tech Priest, this might be a good time to tell me about the reason for this lockdown.
You are in an archaeotech vault, a trove of ancient technology, mostly classified as heretical in nature or deemed to be dangerous by the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Let me guess. Something exploded or broke free?
Cannot confirm. Still, I suggest extreme caution.
mass attack. Time to leave this lovely place. Done. But the stench won't go away that easily.
Gate closed. Deactivate the lockdown mechanisms on the sentry pillars.
Mechanical bombs?
Correct. Warning. Manual override will activate the alarm system.
My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise. Couldn't disable the alarm in time. On the bright side, finally silence. I'm not yet worthy of the Emperor's gaze.
Warning. Alarm system activated.
The moment of retribution is here.
Warning. Alarm system activated.
What have you been up to here, Tech Priest?
According to the records, you located Subject 12 Kappa. Subject broke security protocol and annihilated 99.72% of personnel, thus initiating lockdown protocols.
You experimented with this? Are you insane? The creation of a demon host condemns the host's soul to eternal torment.
Initiating empathy modulator. Attempt failed. What you have in your possession is a special tool that Uther Tiberius designed for his ground project. Psychoactive cards that can allow communication through visions.
Like the Emperor's Tarot?
Incorrect. Uther's Tarot is quite different from the Emperor's Tarot, both in symbolism and craftsmanship. But it is indeed a very potent tool.
You must talk me through it when I get back to the ship. Tech Priest, I have obtained Uther's Tarot. Now I want you to tell me how it works.
Research is still in progress. Insufficient data.
If a deck like this was good enough for Cloisterheim, I should be able to use mine to find the martyr.
Correct assumption. Uther's Tarot is a psychoactive set of cards that needs a mental focus to search for echoes in the warp related to the given focus.
Wait, if I concentrate on a specific idea, the tarot will guide me there.
Define guide. The cards might show you a vision of the past, the present, or a possible future. More research needed. But the short answer is yes.
I will need you to talk me through this again. Then I'm going to attempt to focus on the martyr. Uther's Tarot is showing me a vision of the martyr. I've been expecting a prophetic message, but what I see is a nightmare. The fever dreams of someone on that ship.
There are places in this universe where madness reigns. Dominions of evil, where the taint of the other world trickles through. The Martyr is one of these places, and fate has brought me to this haunted ship. The Martyr has been drifting in the warp for millennia. The wandering fortress monastery of Uther Tiberius has become an enigma I need to solve. I have sacrificed everything to find this ship. I've been hunting relentlessly for the Martyr since I pledged myself to this cause. Driven by my sacred oath, I've been roaming the Caligari sector for decades. I killed. I bargained. I made pacts and broke them, only to succeed where others have failed. And I'm still paying the price for my curiosity. I have lost so much. I have lost my mentor. I keep losing my allies. I've been stranded on a derelict filled with the filth of Nurgle and the failed experiments of Uther Tiberius. But I must prevail.
Uther believed that the flesh was only a vessel. He thrusted his chosen ones into vile darkness and prayed to the God Emperor to turn them into holy weapons. He might have stumbled along the way, and it falls upon me to finish what he had begun. I believe that the Martyr holds the key to our salvation. There is something hidden on this ship that could change the future of the Imperium. I will cleanse this place with holy fire and righteous wrath. I will be transformed by pain and faith. I will find the secret of Uther Tiberius.
Captain, I know where the Martyr is.
Did those cards tell you that? Really?
You could say so. Uther's tarot showed me a vision of the Martyr and a fellow Inquisitor on the ship, and it all came to me with a very clear sense of location in the subsector.
We have arrived at the coordinates you provided. I don't know how you did it exactly, Inquisitor, but the Martyr is here. Uncanny. And speaking of uncanny, you also have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
We continue to be impressed by your progress, Inquisitor. You have located the Martyr. Your methods might be unconventional, but they are rather efficient. It's time to land on the Martyr again. I can't stress enough how important it is that you find Lord Klosterheim. Remember, we need him alive, at least for the time being. He must be a repository of valuable information on the legacy of other Tiberius. The Emperor protects.
on a world that has been cut off from the Imperium for decades. I must call your attention to the potential consequences of the extended lack of strict... That's what I was talking about. Look at these disgraceful buffoons. Shabby formation, unknown insignia, evident lack of discipline, no senior officer in sight.
When morals sink low, depravity and laziness sets in. Attention, guardsmen. Inquisitor taking command. You were right, Thorn. They were imposters, ready to spit on Imperial authority.
What's come? A disgrace to the uniform of their venerable ancestors.
I'm not yet worthy of the Emperor's gaze. Let's see what his personal possessions tell us. I'm ready for my trial of faith.
Inquisitor, your location is close to a dock station. Suggested course of action. Search the transmission logs.
I'm quite busy down here, Tech Priest. But yes, that is a good idea. Slash is waiting for you. To investigate those transmission logs.
Standing by to analyze inloaded data.
finished clearing out the base.
Treacherous Imperial Guard, serving the Dark Elder. The taint runs deep in this subsector.
It's hardly surprising. The warp surges have left entire systems abandoned for too long, far from the light of the Emperor. On the other hand, this is new. The Dark Elder systematically corrupting entire systems for decades. The Conclave has to know about this.
You need to purge this system thoroughly and without mercy, and you cannot trust anyone here anymore.
Inquisitor, during your current deployment, an urgent message was received on the Ecclesiarchy Vox channel. Authorization Psalms are valid.
Let me see it.
This is Cardinal Julius Bedivere speaking. I have been informed about the arrival of your vessel and your attempts to establish connection with Imperial authorities. By the powers vested upon me by the Holy Synod, I am asking you to help my diocese. I am currently residing in the Cathedral of Basilica Aurealis, trying to fight the encroaching darkness with my most devout followers and the powers of prayer. Whoever you are, you must be the torchbearer sent by the glorious God Emperor to release us. In the name of Saint Enoch the Sufferer, help us.
The message seems genuine. After the recent events, though, I cannot trust any Imperial authorities in this system. We have already found evidence of the machinations of the Dark Elder and the treachery of Imperial troops.
For your information, the voice analysis unit in this body detected atypical vocal fluctuations in the last sentence. Data check. The Caligari Registry of Saintly Deeds lists one Enoch the Sufferer, who was betrayed by his most trusted followers.
Clever thinking, Tech Priest. This could be a hidden warning. Recalibrate the teleportarium. I want to avoid the main entrance, where they will likely be waiting for me. Take me to an abandoned section of the cathedral.
Lock acquired. Pseudo-kinetic tracking is on, and it is being transmitted to your tactical sensorium. Eliminate negative variables for preferred outcome. Once more, Inquisitor, my calculations give you some chance of success for this one last try. There is no escape from the wrath of the Imperium.
I'm ready for my trial of faith.
failure. Inloading data construct.
Inquisitor, reconnaissance rituals indicate hostile activity in the chambers adjacent to the entrance.
Your hunch was indeed right, Tech Priest. This is indeed.
Enemy patrol detected in the vicinity. Contact is imminent.
They must have been expecting me to come from the other direction. Of the Emperor's gaze. The plot thickens, Captain. Did the sensors pick up any other voidcraft in this segment?
No, Inquisitor. What is it?
These worthless rebels are betraying their kind for the Dark Elder, as I suspected. But they knew details about my investigation, which baffles me. How could they know?
I have no idea, Inquisitor. We are all alone out here.
I'm ready for my trial of faith. I will pray for you, servants of the Imperium. Rest assured, the perpetrators will pay for this in blood. The machinations of the foul Drukhari cannot be left unpunished. Overheat.
The coordinates where the Cardinal's transmission originated.
I've just found the Cardinal Tech Priest and his guards. This information is redundant.
I beg for your remission, Inquisitor. Redundancy is a sin.
Inquisitor. By the grace of the Emperor, you have deciphered my warning.
I should execute you for treason. What was this all about?
I deserve no forgiveness. But before you rightfully sentence me, please hear my plea. I was imprisoned, tortured, and mentally manipulated by these Xenos Reavers for a long time. Let me help you in your sanctified duty.
So they made you lure me into their trap.
You and others in the past. These monsters are plundering our worlds. We've been lost in the darkness, Inquisitor.
These Xenos have been allowed to carry on unchecked. They were already waiting for me on the relay station and set up the trap here in no time. What is their secret, Cardinal?
I have no idea, I swear. But they know everything. Their ways are efficient. Terrible, but efficient.
Inquisitor, Category 5.8 fluctuations in the Immaterium in your vicinity.
A warp gate.
Pattern is consistent with the Dark Eldar webway portals.
Cardinal, we have not finished. Find a shelter nearby. I'm ready for my trial of faith.
Inquisitor. Now, you should execute that treacherous worm of a priest.
The Dark Eldar are masters of torture and manipulation, yet he managed to break their thrall over him and warn me. He was almost begging for judgment.
Weakness is like the rot. Once it sets in, it's only a matter of time until it destroys everything.
Once the Imperium lost the Aureus system, these worlds fell prey to a great menace. We can't execute everyone who couldn't resist the powers of the Drakari.
Inquisitor, the Etheric Alpha Spectrometer finished the analysis of the warp signatures detected around the last Drakari webway portal.
Tell me this is leading somewhere. I'll be quite dissatisfied if I cannot deliver judgment upon those who are responsible for the destruction in this system.
Xenorite triangulation subroutines identified the same signatures on a deserted void station in the system. Note that this method is considered as a grade Gamma tech heresy.
I need results, Omicron. I don't care about your meddling with Xenarite technology.
Statement recorded for future reference. On the subject, Etheric triangulation subroutines identified familiar signatures on a deserted void station. 90.7% probability that the webway gate was opened from these coordinates.
Then we have a long, exhausting piece of work ahead of us in this accursed system.